Hello, third graders. Welcome. It's time for lesson 3.10. Double digits here. All right. And here's our math message, which I'm going to read and then you are going to work on. This says you have 8 apples for sale and you want to display them in an array. How many different ways can you arrange them? Make sketches on your slate to show your thinking. So, I want you to grab your notebook or dry erase board, and I want you to imagine that you had 8 apples and you want to put them in an array, right? So, it has to be a rectangle. And I want you to think of at least 2 different ways that you could display your apples. Okay, so work on that for a moment for me. All right, now I want you to describe one of your arrays, right? Describe what one of your pictures looks like. All right, there's different ways we could do this. I'm going to show you all the different ways. So, if we look at this way, right, we could make one row with 8 apples. That would be 8. And then, or we could turn it this way, right? One column of 8 apples. So, 8 rows with 1 apple in each row. Okay. Or you might have done, here, let's just unhide this one first. You might have done 2 rows with 4 apples. I bet this one was pretty common. Or you might have done 4 rows. Well, where's the rest of those apples? Are they down there? Uh-oh. Here, let's fix it. Boop, boop, boop. Or you could have done 4 rows with 2 apples each, right? So we can see that we can set up arrays that are similar, but we just kind of flip them around, right? Here we have 4 apples in each row, and we have 2 rows. Here we have 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, but each row has 2 apples. Okay, so what's similar about all of these arrays? They all have the same amount of apples, don't they? Okay, so this is what we're going to work on today. We are going to be talking about the turnaround rule for multiplication. Okay, and so what I'm going to do first is to start back with these apples. And if we looked at the multiplication problems that we have here, we could see that this one right here has one row of 8 apples. 1 times 8 equals 8. And if we flip those numbers around, right, 8 rows of 1 apple, we get the same answer, right? 1 times 8 is 8. 8 times 1 is 8. This is the same way, right? Here we have 2 rows, and each row has 4. The answer is 8. And I bet you can figure out what this is. 4 times 2, right? 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 2 equals 8. And these are called turnaround facts. Okay? These are called turnaround facts. So, with our turnaround facts, we might have 5 times 6. Whoops. 5 times 6. Oh, disappeared. 5 times 6 equals 30. And so 6 times 5 also has to equal 30, right? 5 groups of 6 is 30. 6 groups of 5 is 30. So let's do this one. 3 times 10. How much is 3 times 10? 3 times 10 is 30. And so the turnaround fact, 10 times 3, of course. What is 10 times 3? 10 times 3 is also 30. Okay, these are turnaround facts. And we can find turnaround facts and all of the facts on a multiplication facts table. Okay, now this multiplication facts table is not in your math journal, which is disappointing. But if you just type in, if you open any kind of new browser, whenever you need this, you can use this multiplication facts table. Maybe it's on a page I just haven't found yet. But this can be very valuable for you. And so the way that it works, right, is that we put our finger on um, the factors that we want to use. Okay, so I am going to make this even bigger so that we can see even better here on the video. So let's say I wanted to multiply. Let's pick a one that we know already, right? 6 times 5. We know 6 times 5 is 30. And here's how I use the fact table to do that. I find the 5 and the 6, right? Because I want to do 6 times 5. And then I take my finger, and it's hard because you can't see my finger right now, but I'm going to draw what my finger is doing, right? And I drag it straight across or straight down, and wherever my fingers meet, that is where the answer is, right? So 5 times 6 equals 30, right? I can do 6 times 5. Let's do the turnaround fact here. 6 times 5. Watch this. Straight over and straight down. And I get to my answer, which is 30. Okay, what's value about this? You can use this fact chart to find multiplication facts maybe that you're not as sure about, right? What about 8 times 6? That's one that's commonly missed. So I need to put one finger up here on 8. Where does the other finger need to go? On the 6, right? On this 6? No, not on that 6. Uh-oh, I disappeared it. Not on that 6. There we go. On this 6 right here. And so I can go straight down and straight across and see that my answer is 48. I can do that turnaround. In fact, that's our skill today, right? So if I do 6 times 8 and do the same thing, you can see that I get the same answer. All right, let's clear this board and let you do one. I'm going to pick one that you might not have practiced very much. I want you to use this chart to find me the answer for 7 times 4. 7 times 4. All right, so 7 times 4, we're going to start at the 7, and we're going to start at the 4. We're going to go this way, straight, and we're going to go this way, straight down, and your answer should have been 28. And remember, if you used a different facts, right? Say the turnaround fact, you would have also gotten 28, right? It's just in a different spot. So all of the numbers on this fact table are on here twice with a couple of exceptions, right? So like all of these, all their turnaround facts are just over here. Okay, except for our square numbers, which are in these dark circles, right? Remember the square numbers? So 4 times 4 equals 16. There is no real turnaround fact for 4 times 4 because you can't turn around 4 times 4. It's still 4 times 4. 7 times 7 is 49, right? So those square numbers are all in the middle of this chart. All right. So you get a chance today to practice with turnaround facts. Okay, now what I'm going to tell you about this, let's look at these directions. Roll a die twice to get 2 factors. Sketch an array using those 2 factors and record a number sentence to match. Switch the factors and record an array and number sentence to match. So if you have dice, I'm going to suggest that you use them. It'd be more fun with dice. If you don't have dice, you can just make up the numbers. Okay, but it might be fun to roll the dice and to get your number. So in this example, if this student rolls a 3 and a 4, they do 3 times 4 equals 12, right? So 3 times 4 equals 12. 3 rows with 4 in each. The turnaround fact is 4 rows of 3, right? 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4. Each one has 3 in it. Okay, so you have 2 to do here. You have this one and this one. You're going to roll 2 numbers or just pick 2 numbers. Okay, if you don't have dice, you can pick 2 numbers. You're going to put those numbers here, and then you're going to draw an array here with a number sentence, and then flip it around. Flip it around, right? So if it's 6 and 2 here, then it's 2 times 6 here. And do the same thing for number 2. And then right here, you have a little question. What do you notice about these arrays? All right, third graders, that is all for today. Today we have been working on our multiplication facts and practicing turn around facts. That was our objective. Today it went with our standard about learning all of our multiplication facts. If you need any help with anything, third graders, be sure to reach out to me and good luck.